Is Lex Fridman a fraud? By Dicey. I saw this on my favorite platform, Reddit, the other day, posted in r/videos, and I figured, why don't I save this for the stream? Now, I have many thoughts about Lex Fridman. Hopefully, we can springboard off of the commentary provided for us.
A total bro in a sense. Like, I may not look like it, but I have like a Rogan inside me. I really am a man's man, except for the times in like Harvard Square and academia rubs off on me. But for the most part, man's man.
What does a man's man mean? May I?
There's just a list of stupid shit you do. Like, I like lifting heavy things.
How much do you lift, Lex? How much? What's your big three? Bench, squat, deadlift.
I like building stuff. I love the idea of hunting. I love fishing.
I don't know. I'm getting the feeling that Alex doesn't really know himself that well, because he looks up to people around him like so hard. I think I don't think that's like a bad thing. It's just like when it's taken too far, you kind of lose sense of your identity, who you are, what you like. I feel like he just should really take some time to get to know himself, because I think he's getting influenced too much by the people around him.
I like knives and guns and
Risk.
He literally sounds like he's LARPing as a male.
I'm pretty sure he's a CIA operative. I'm pretty sure he's AI generated. Yeah, I like women.
He is a good interviewer, though, for the most part. I think really the only... I like how he doesn't really interrupt all that much. He asks, pretty good questions for the most part. It's just pushing back on dumb takes that his guests make.
Big boobs and shit like that. Yeah, I like a fat ass. Can you tell I'm a man yet?
Yes, I like lifting heavy things. I also like knives and guns. Therefore, I'm a man's man, and you better respect my authority. So as you know by now, this video is about Alexiy.
That picture actually goes hard, I'll give him that. Lose the NASA shirt, and we're cooking with gas.
Fedotov, more commonly known as Lex Fridman. Lex is a researcher and podcaster that has gained quite a bit of popularity in the last few years.
Let me point something out. When Lex Fridman came onto the scene, everyone referred to him as the MIT professor. Do you guys remember that? Oh, he's an MIT professor.
I don't remember that. I know he went to MIT, but I didn't know people were referring to him like that.
Oh, he teaches at MIT. He's the smartest genius on the planet. I don't think he's a teacher. I don't think he ever taught at MIT.
No, I'm pretty sure he's just a researcher.
I'm pretty sure people have dug into that claim and found it to be completely false. Maybe one time he gave a lecture at MIT. The NASA shirt confirms the CIA connections. But it's not like he's going to campus. I've never seen a Lex Fridman lecture.
I came across Lex through social media clips of him with Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, and a lot of other prominent folks. So even before I knew anything about him, he had an aura of legitimacy solely because he associated with widely successful people. But ever since I saw this guy, something just didn't feel right about him, and
Dude. Why does he look like that?
He looks stiff as a board.
Is that Ivanka?
Honestly, she's hot as fuck, though.
Is that Ivanka Trump? Why is he clenching his fist with murderous intent?
I didn't even notice the fist part. That's like the Hey Arnold meme, or the Arnold meme where he's like standing there, and it's just like the shot of like his closed fist being clenched.
Couldn't pinpoint it. So when I was digging around on topics for my next video, I finally decided to dive into the Lex Fridman rabbit hole, and there was a lot of questionable things I found about the guy.
Where did he come from? Where did he spawn in from, bro?
That's a good question. Like, how did he get to know all the people, you know, that hang around him? Like, you know, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, and all those people.
This guy came out of nowhere and becomes a top podcaster. He just copies the Joe Rogan aesthetic with like zero aura, and people watch him? Huh? Look, I'm sure he's a nice guy as long as he's not trying to psyop me. But you listen to any podcast, this is me within 3 minutes. Shh. Me.
For example, he portrays himself to be someone more than he actually is. He has deliberately created an image that does not necessarily correspond to reality, and he is simply misleading people. Many of his fans believe that he is or was a professor at MIT or studied at MIT, which isn't true.
Yeah, where did that come from? What the fuck?
It's probably just people speculating when he came onto the scene, like people that didn't really know him that well.
Philion? Oh yeah, he's a neurosurgeon. He just does it in his spare time.
A lot of his academic accolades are exaggerated or misrepresented. He's also a Tesla shill, and more specifically an Elon Musk shill. He was kicked out of the MIT Age Lab group for his non-peer-reviewed report shilling for Tesla's self-driving capabilities.
He's just an Elon Glazer. Hold on. My
Uh-oh. I hope he's not a grifter.
dog is getting sick downstairs. I hear him. Pardon me. Yeah, Sebastian throws up bile sometimes.
But I think his biggest crime is that he's boring and cringy. He robotically asks the same handful of naive questions and gets weirdly emotional and defensive about random topics from time to time. Like, he has this shtick where he talks slow in order to make himself seem more articulate, but all it does is make him seem disingenuous. So sit tight and maybe buckle in while we discuss all things like Alexiy. And if you do enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you know anything about Lex, then you know that he always refers to himself.
See, right here, the profile pic. Standing in front of a chalkboard doing
Super edgy.
math equations with the Blade Runner 2049 banner. You couldn't get more dweeb-pilled. But it's showboating in a way that is not genuine, and it's forced. It's peak midwit behavior. True in...
Yeah, it feels like he's trying too hard to be someone. Well, yeah, I don't know. That's just like the vibe that I get. He's trying to be someone he's not.
Intellectuals and academics don't need to pose in front of a chalkboard. People just...
I feel like that isn't a big deal. It's just the background photo of him being in like a Dune movie.
understand that they're him or her.
I mean, it's a cool shot, but I don't know. I feel like that's not the right aesthetic for LinkedIn.
Research scientist MIT. I really want to explore this claim.
Fast Lex Fridman, MIT research scientist, at every opportunity. But what he always fails to mention is that he wasn't even educated there or in any way employed by the university. What he did
He wasn't educated there?
do there was that he taught a January term class, which isn't as impressive when you realize anybody can give presentations at MIT, not just professors.
A January term class. What is that, like 6 weeks? I remember term classes. They were like expedited little side quests.
A January term class is closer to a book club. Students have the option of taking one class that interests them during this term or staying home and coming back for the spring semester. It's basically a free-form
I don't even think it's 6 weeks. I'm pretty sure it's 2 weeks.
for
Yeah, it can't be more than 3 weeks. I never took one of those classes. Screw that. I stayed home.
knowledge sharing. During that period, anyone can put together a call, and anyone who wishes to attend, MIT affiliated or not, can attend. Oh, and it's all not for credit. Here's a quote from an actual person
Anyone can attend?
from MIT. It states, "I've come across a handful of people in the last few years that figured out how easy it is to become vaguely affiliated with MIT. Then they use the university email and some spin to their affiliation, and all of a sudden they've gotten a bunch of new opportunities. And it only builds from there. People within academic circles will know the difference, but outside, not necessarily." Lex definitely raises some red flags on this front. The dude randomly requested me on LinkedIn 4 or 5 years ago, and I saw we had a lot of MIT mutual connections. At the time he was teaching. It's not difficult at all to organize a January term class. Many undergraduates even do this, but most don't use it to claim that they are a lecturer at MIT. Lex actually studied at Drexel University, which is a good but
It's still a good school, but it's not MIT.
Bro's just, yeah, like you went to college in Philadelphia, bro. What the fuck?
lower ranked university. His father is also a professor there, but he never mentions Drexel, and if you bring it up in his sub and ask him about it, you get banned.
Like,
Oh, man. Yep. That's the smoking gun. That's the red flag. He hates himself. He's trying to be someone he's not.
Drexel's a good school.
Yeah, it's a good school, but again, it's not MIT. So, like, claiming that you went to MIT because you taught, basically an extracurricular class, like,
I have some friends that went there.
it ain't it.
Their computer science and engineering program is pretty competitive. So, like, what are you ashamed of? Just say you went to Drexel. Who gives a fuck?
I think this comes from because I know his relationship with his father isn't that good. So maybe part of why that relationship is bad is because his father set expectations that were too high of him. Not really accepting his son for who he is, and that's why his son is forever trying to be someone he's not.
Fuck. That's a good school. No, I'd rather be referred to as a adjunct professor for a 2-week January book club at MIT. That's like me watching a Harvard lecture for free and being like, yeah, I was educated at Harvard. Yeah, I got my degree at Harvard.
You will also get banned if you constructively criticize him or any of his guests. He is a research scientist at MIT, but it is an unpaid position, and he has never been a professor.
These shots. This is scary as fuck. Why does he have such dead, soulless eyes? And not from like a physical perspective, but from like a spiritual perspective. Like he doesn't have to make this face. He could just be normal. He could smile.
He purposefully allows the misconception to propagate because it benefits him to have people assume his science is better than it is. Another fun tidbit is that if you look at his LinkedIn profile, he has math functions in the back, which seems to be a theme. Like here's him standing in front of a classroom, again, with some math functions on the blackboard. But here's the thing, those functions have nothing.
This is a very personal critique. But I went to an all-boys Catholic school, ran by brothers. And their garb was this outfit. The black suit and tie every day for no reason. Dripped up like this to teach the most graham cracker, boring fucking lessons.
Yeah, I think a suit and tie. It depends because there's different like suits and stuff like that, but that's like more. I mean, that's like something you would wear to a funeral, you know? Maybe like a business meeting. I don't know, something that has like a lot of seriousness to it. Maybe wearing like a more casual suit would set the setting more, or be better for the setting. Because thinking back to like when I went to college, I went to Fairleigh Dickinson University, and there's really most of my professors didn't get this dressed up. Most of them had, like dress shirt, dress pants, but like a suit and tie is too much. I only had a few professors that did that, and the ones that did, like they were like more casual wear suits.
To do with the class that he's teaching. The things on the blackboard were there from another class before his, and I know this because you can watch some of his lectures on his YouTube channel, but he keeps the math and purposefully includes them whenever he can to make himself seem smarter than he actually is. Even his LinkedIn page is misleading. He also claims on LinkedIn that he worked at Google for 1 year. It reads Google Researcher 2014 to 2015. However, the truth is that he worked there as a visiting researcher for less than 4 months. In 2019, Lex Fridman released a study in which he claimed that contrary to a mountain of literature about human-machine interaction, drivers using autopilot remain vigilant and attentive.
You know what? I'm realizing that he is the parody of academia. Like, higher education has its flaws, and any doctorate student will tell you that. But he's kind of just abusing the system, realizing that society places weight on these institutions, no matter how big or small your contribution is. And if you can like get yourself on a paper, you can be considered a researcher. He's glazing the system.
For this next part, I'll be referencing an insider article written by Julia Black, as it does well to capture the full picture of what happened and has some great resources to back it up. The article states, though Fridman has touted affiliations with MIT and Google, AI and machine learning experts who spoke with insiders said Fridman lacks the publications, citations, and conference appearances required to be taken seriously in the hyper-competitive world of
Like, what are his credentials? I don't even know. I don't even know what he studied.
Yeah, it's just so... There's like so many rabbit holes. It's hard to figure out who he really is.
Who?
Probably because he doesn't know himself.
Who is this guy? We know nothing about him.
academia. When AI professionals
Maybe he is a psyop.
on Twitter challenged Fridman's research methods for the Tesla study, he blocked them en masse. Soon after the study was published, Fridman moved his prestigious MIT lab to an unpaid research role. A former H-Lab staffer recalled Fridman telling him that he wanted to amass a giant amount of followers. Philip Pichnewski, a computer vision and AI researcher who became one of Fridman's most vocal critics, said it was clear from the very beginning that he's positioning himself to become one of the celebrities in the space. The MIT seal of approval was likely enormously valuable to Tesla. Its autopilot feature had come under intense scrutiny over several widely publicized fatal...
He's a byproduct of ChatGPT. Dude, it's just scary that we have no information on this man. Why are you ashamed of the college you went to? Your alma mater. Dude, you could ask me any question. I will be honest with you. About my past. Like, what are you hiding from? Why are you trying to craft the illusion that you're somebody that you're not?
crashes involving
Parental issues, probably.
Tesla vehicles. The company was hit with a class action
Unhealed trauma.
lawsuit that described autopilot as...
Why care who he is? Just another podcaster? Because he positions himself as somebody of authority, somebody of esteem, somebody of value.
Yeah, there's a lot of responsibility on him. You know, a lot of people look up to him. And it's just, the intention isn't honest.
But when you break it down, there's nothing there. Now, you can give him props if you like his podcasting style, but I would have to question your intelligence because it's the most milquetoast, like, I don't want to keep saying boring, but like it's bone dry. Hey, what's up, guys? He doesn't even say, hey, what's up, guys? It's like,
as essentially unusable and demonstrably dangerous. But Musk insisted that his technology did not require human intervention, going so far as to brand the feature autopilot instead of copilot. Academics in AI began to pick apart the study's methodology. They criticized the small sample size and suggested the participants likely
What kind of name is Missy Cummings?
performed differently because they knew they were being observed, a phenomenon known as the Hawthorne effect. Missy Cummings, a former MIT professor who served as a senior advisor for safety at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, has called the report deeply flawed. What happens is people like Elon Musk take this and then try to make a big deal about it and say, I've got science on my side. I personally do not consider Lex a serious researcher.
He's just a turbo normie who glazed the right person. That's pretty accurate.
Cumming recently told Insider. When Anima Anand Kumar, a well-known AI expert, tweeted in 2019 that Fridman...
I just read ahead on this paragraph. It's something that you'll see on Twitter all the time. He might hold the record for, like, blocking the most people on Twitter. You say...
Man, it's another smoking gun, man. Another red flag.
one thing about him, you're blocked.
No matter what. Like, I get it if, you know, you have, like, people that follow you that are your friends, but, like, secretly hate you. Like, it's okay to cut those people out of your life, you know, because their intention isn't honest. But if you have a platform like Lex and you just have this gigantic mass of people that listen to you regularly, this can be seen in everything, you know, in presidential elections and local elections and just celebrities in general. Like, a third of people are going to hate you, a third of people are going to like you, and a third of people just aren't going to give a shit. So this is him trying to, you know, manipulate his audience to be what he wants. So in a way, he's kind of, I don't know, I'm sensing like entitlement or sensitivity. It's dangerous to do this because it creates like an echo chamber. You guys see what I'm saying? I don't know.
Instantly.
Ought to submit his work for peer review before seeking press coverage, Fridman blocked her and many of her colleagues, some of whom had never even engaged in the discussion. Fridman did not respond to several interview requests and requests.
You guys think Lex Fridman is a grifter? Comment below. What do you guys think?
For comment, he told the historian Dan Carlin during one episode, "Journalists annoy the hell out of me. So I understand from Putin's perspective that journalists can be seen as the enemy of the state." Many of Fridman's peers had another reason to be suspicious of the study. Fridman's admiration for Tesla CEO was well documented. He was an active participant in Tesla.
He's about to block me? Dude, I'm probably fucking blocked already. He's probably watching this right now.
There's no shot he's watching this, but yeah, he would probably block someone like me.
Fan forums. He'd been photographed with Musk's Boring Company flamethrower, and in a 2018 tweet that's since been deleted, he asked Musk to collaborate on a fully autonomous cross-country drive. Musk had even tweeted about Fridman's Tesla-friendly research in the past. One former MIT colleague of Fridman said many people in their field believed that being closely associated with Musk could be a career boon. Lex was relatively excited to get in touch.
They're right, you know, being closely associated with Elon Musk could present a lot of good, you know, opportunities to you, but it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, you know.
Touch with Elon Musk and get into his good graces, said the former colleague, who asked to remain anonymous to avoid professional repercussions. It's fair to say that his plan worked because 2 weeks after
Johnny Harris solos and would use his bones as toothpicks. I agree. Johnny Harris is washing Lex Fridman in a cage match.
I don't know who Johnny Harris is.
After releasing the study, he got invited to do a podcast with Elon Musk and then later went on.
No, he does do one martial art though, and I'll let you take a hint which one it is. A stab in the dark. You think he's a striker?
No. Obviously, it's, for those of you that don't know, it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
on to be invited to Joe Rogan. Since then, his podcast has really boomed, so his career...
It's a good martial art to learn just because it's not, that destructive to your body. I mean, it's still, you could get hurt pretty bad, but for the most part, it's easy entry into like martial arts. Honestly, though, it's very like situational. You there's most situations you would probably not use jujitsu. Most important, in my opinion, most important martial arts are boxing and wrestling. That's the base for every like if you know boxing and wrestling really well, you're probably going to do really good in most situations, because I feel like that's like the foundation of like everything. You can control like where the conflict takes place, because if you just pull guard on someone, their friends could just come and stomp you out.
definitely benefited, but his academic integrity, not...
It's still important to learn. So like if you add jiu-jitsu to the boxing and the wrestling, especially the wrestling, not only are you going to be able to control where the conflict goes, but given the right situation, it gives you the opportunity to finish the conflict.
Jiu-jitsu, that is correct.
Not so much, because he was kicked out of the MIT Age Lab group after his non-peer-reviewed report shilling for Tesla's self-driving capability. A trend that I noticed on Lex's...
Non-peer-reviewed report? What's that mean? I mean, obviously I know like peers didn't review it, but like why would you get kicked out of an institution for publishing a non-peer-reviewed report? Is that because he's trying to like force something through? Someone can comment below and explain how that works to me.
Podcast is how much he really talks about Elon. He will bring up Elon at the most random times and ask his guests weird ass questions about Elon. Like here's a compilation I made of him saying Elon's name for 1 minute straight.
A guy named Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Elon is Elon. Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. It's like rolling off the tongue, becoming something completely different. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Is this guy real? Is he a fucking hologram?
Elon Musk.
Dude.
Yo, this is too much, bro.
Elon Musk.
Yo, what the fuck, bro?
Dude.
Mr. Musk. Elon Musk.
No, he's got to be paid propaganda. He's a shill. This is not real life.
Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
He's doing tricks on it. He's a D1 glazer.
Elon Musk.
Not sure if you were counting, but he said
He's a Tesla prototype?
Elon's name 125 times in that 1 minute, and that's not even all the times he's mentioned his name. I lost too many brain cells compiling that and couldn't be bothered to go through the rest of his podcast. But it's safe to say that he's an Elon groupie. And if you still don't believe me, here's him asking his guests about how much they also love Elon.
Ask, what do you admire most about Elon? Okay, you've talked to Elon quite a bit. You've written about him quite a bit. Just it'd be cool to hear you talk about what are your ideas of what the magic sauces you've written about.
It's his Neuralink telling him to say that. I don't get the aesthetic appeal. This must just do something for the people that want to listen to smart people, and this is their idea of their messiah.
I think he's just trying to cozy up to Elon Musk because, obviously being close to him, again, like, you're going to have a lot of opportunities coming your way. This is actually a good lesson for you guys. The more popular you want to be, or, the more in the spotlight you want to be, the faker you want to be. You have to really channel that, own it, and just be as fake as you possibly can. And you'll have, a lot of opportunities coming your way. Now it's, tiring and soul sucking, but, yeah, you could get pretty far doing that.
But it takes just like 3 seconds of critical thinking.
I think that's part of the one saying that goes like, you don't really want to meet your idols, probably because of that.
To realize that he's a false prophet.
With Elon, what?
He's literally just a dude that went to Drexel. He doesn't have any academic papers. And the one that he uses to substantiate his intellect is glazing Elon's Tesla autopilot. Think about that. I swear I would not be surprised if Elon pays him.
Is the Tesla autopilot like any good? I don't have a Tesla or know anyone who does. Because I'm pretty sure, at least in the early stages, it was like killing mad people or something like that.
Him for the glaze.
What makes him so successful? His style of thinking, his ambition, his dreams, his the people he connects with, the kind of problems he tackles. Is there kind of comments you can...
I thought he was telling people he was an active researcher at MIT for a long time. Well, as we just learned, he was a temporary January session professor for a class, which, like, the bar is so low to begin with. And then he was kicked out.
Can make about what makes him special. What do you think about Elon as an engineering leader? Having to experience him in the most chaotic of spaces, I would say. Easy. Can you psychoanalyze Elon in that aspect? Like, is it just he can't help it? He must see the change that he hopes for in the world?
Dude, I would rather listen to a podcast from an MIT janitor. That would be based. That would be cool. I bet the guy has stories for days. I bet he has a personality. It's embodying everything that I dislike because it's so distasteful to present yourself as something that you're not and then reap the benefits of it from psyoping the masses and then just like silencing all your critics. It satirizes our culture. It's like the Iman Gaji approach. Fake it till you make it.
How do we get more Elons? What do you admire in the name of love about Elon Musk?
What do you admire in the name of love about Elon Musk? You can tell he loves all the perks of being BFFs with Elon and will chill so fucking hard to not lose them.
Dude, he's glazing so hard.
All in all, Lex Fridman just comes off as very fake to me. He attempts to cultivate the image of an intellectual warrior / philosopher / poet, but in the end, he fails at all of them. He misrepresents his role at MIT to make himself sound more accomplished than he really is. He faked his paper on driver inattentiveness in self-driving cars to curry favor with Musk. He's overwhelmingly dull, but is he a fraud? I guess it's up to you to decide, and I'd like to hear it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And before I sign off, here's a couple more excerpts from the Insider article that I felt were worth sharing. An AI expert who knows Fridman thought that perhaps the podcast host abandoned academic rigor in pursuit of fame. It's almost as if he sold his academic soul to get an interview with Musk, the expert said. Another quote states, Nassim Nicholas Taleb, the mathematical statistician known for writing the book The Black Swan, blasted Fridman on Twitter in January, sending mail with heading, quick note from MIT, when podcast has nothing to do with MIT is shoddy as hell, Taleb tweeted. Taleb said he turned down 10 invitations from
Wait, so did he know? Did he get like connected to Elon Musk from him glazing him so hard on his podcast, or did he know him prior to that? That'd be interesting to figure out.
Fridman to appear on his podcast. I have been convinced that there is something that is not solid about the person, Taleb told Insider.
On your bullshit, because I hope
That's crazy to say about someone. I have been convinced that there is something that is not solid about the person.
I'm somebody you can trust.
I
That's
don't
it.
fucking trust you.
Yo. Oh my God.
Finally, some honesty.
When a fraud meets a schizo. Holy shit. Say what you want about Kanye.
Yeah, at least he's honest. He's got a wide variety of problems, but he just doesn't give a fuck. That's what's cool about Kanye.
There's a real genius to his ability.
See, Kanye is a real genius in comparison to Elon Musk and Lex Fridman.
To read people.
Like what he's done in the music industry is crazy, and then moving into like all these different other like ventures. I mean, granted, he's got his fair share of problems, like we all do, but you know,
I don't fucking trust you.
A few moments later.
But I gotta tell you, I have to be honest. I don't. This is silly because you don't know me, but it hurt when you say you don't trust me. You kind of lost me. I don't think anyone's ever said that to me.
dude, just shut up.
I don't know, man. Fuck that. I just thought you were one of the greatest artists ever. It'd be cool to talk to you. And never had anyone say that to me. I maybe I'm just being.
See, Kanye already knows it's a grift. He's just, dude. Yeah, I didn't know this about Kanye, but Phil Leon's right. He can read people pretty well.
A mess about it, I guess. That's fucked up, though.
Oh my God. The Silver Lake.
That's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time.